All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to factor quadratics. All right, then we're going to start the talk, I guess. A review for how to factor quadratics. Now, in these examples, the first ones, you'll notice here that the leading term, this number that's attached to the x squared, the a term, I guess, is always going to be a 1 here. So that's going to make our lives a lot simpler. All right. And for these first three examples, this is going to be a plus sign right here. My C term is going to be positive. All right. So when you're factoring quadratics, what you're looking for are two binomials, right? Two of these things in parentheses that will ultimately multiply back out to give you the original thing. Okay. So because these multiply out to give us this original thing, you can think of it sort of like a puzzle, right? These first two numbers, they're going to have to multiply to give us this x squared here. So that's going to have to be an x and an x. That's the only way to get x squared. The last two numbers, the way this is going to work is they need to multiply to give us 24. All right. Now, not only do they have to multiply to give us 24, but they're going to have to add to give us 11. All right. So what we want to do to put the numbers here, we want to find two numbers that multiply to 24, and because it's a plus sign, they have to add up to give us the 11. This is where our little factor list from last year, our little factor list might come in handy. These are all the factors for all the numbers from 1 to 50. So here's our 24, and we wanted two numbers that multiply to 24 and add up to 11. So that's going to be this 3 and 8. So that's going to be my numbers that go here and here. So 3 and 8. So they multiply to 24, they add up to 11, and to fill in the number parts, the sign parts here, what you look for are like a combination of two things. The plus sign tells us that these are going to be the exact same sign, because the only way that you can get a positive 24 is if these two numbers have the same sign, like a -3 and a -8 would multiply to give you positive 24, or if it was a +3 and a +8, that would multiply to give you positive 24. But because the middle term is negative, that tells us that both of these things have to be negative. All right, and that's it. That's the complete setup. So this is going to be the factored form of x squared minus 11x plus 24. All right. You could always check your answer. Think about what happens when you multiply this thing back out. -3 and -8, that gives you 24. X and x, that gives you x squared. And then to get that 11, it's going to be -8x and -3x. That's how you get the -11x in the middle. All right, let's do another one here. I got x squared plus 23x plus 42. I'm going to factor this. So this has to be an x times x. I want two numbers that multiply to 42 and add up to 23. Okay, so they multiply to 42, so it's going to be in this row, and they needed to add up to 23. All right, so that's going to be 21 and 2. So 2 and 21, the order does not matter. Okay, the plus sign tells me that these are going to be the exact same signs, and this plus sign tells me that they are both pluses. That's it. All right, so I know it's like kind of wordy and all that, but it's not too bad. All right, it's just, you look for certain key elements, I guess, from the original problem. All right, let's look at another one here. Let's say I have x squared minus 8x plus 16. Right, this one's not too special, but it is a little bit special. Okay, we're factoring this thing. Two numbers that multiply to 16, and they add up to give us 8. All right, they multiply to 16, and they add up to give us 8. That's going to be a 4 and a 4. And they are both going to be, they're both going to be the same signs because they have to give us a positive 16, and they're both going to be negative. Okay? So you get negative 4x and negative 4x. That's how you come up. That's how they combine to give you the negative 8x. And then negative 4 times negative 4 is how they give us positive 16. So you could write your answer like this. The other way that you'll see it is x minus 4 all squared. All right. So either way is fine, but it can be shown either way. All right, that's it for this video.